Hey guys, it's about 8 o'clock now on Saturday morning. Knocking out 2 yards. We're headed to the wood yard to get some bundles made out, and we'll talk about some other things. I got a new wheelbarrow bin, by the way. We'll show it to you here in a minute, and talk about it and look it over and that kind of thing, guys, here in a minute. But yeah, I also ended up buying a pressure washer to go along with it from Home Depot with the 10% off coupon that I had. Try to take advantage of some savings there with 10% off, that kind of thing, guys. But yeah. Yesterday ended up being a good day, y'all. Just give you an idea of how yesterday went. It was just me, Justin, and Hunter. James wanted to work, but we were just doing one truck anyway. And I told James if he didn't work Thursday that he wouldn't work Friday. So yeah, we ended up having a really good day. Did 18 yards and got done at a good time. We finished up around 3. Definitely took advantage of the route density. Basically all the yards were in Opelika, and the majority of them were around kind of close to my house. So we were just knocking them out, that kind of thing. We even have one section where we had, let's see here, 7 basically in a row that we knocked out right after lunch, that kind of thing, guys. So yes, your route density and having clusters of yards close together, that kind of thing is very important, that kind of thing, guys. So you always remember that. I was noticing I was watching Ray's video this morning about Toby leaving. And I hate that for Ray. Luckily, the good news is, even though now it's super hot and humid, like you mentioned, we're in the same area. So yeah, yesterday was brutal. Mid-90s, heating decks around 110. So yeah, that's why we wanted to get done as soon as we could. And I didn't want to push the guys to work later than we did. We still ended up doing close to 1,500, even though we just worked, to 3 or whatever. So yeah, it was a good day overall. But yeah, with the heat and humidity, you don't want to be out here working the 5, 6 o'clock. You can avoid it, that kind of thing. Look, it feels a little better this morning. Had a little shower last night, a little storm, so it doesn't feel quite as humid. Hopefully that'll continue. Hopefully it won't be as hot. But yeah, came at a bad time for Ray, obviously. The good news is it's at a time of the year where obviously it's August now, even though you really need somebody now to get through the heat and this, the peak growing season. Things will be slowing down, later in September, that kind of thing. Especially if it dries out some, if it gets dry and the rain quits raining as much like it's been doing in our area here lately. So that's the good news. But yeah, it just stinks for him. I was going to comment too, Ray, if you happen to be watching the video, I was going to comment on your video. Did you happen to offer or talk to him about paying for his insurance? I'm curious how much that would have cost. Obviously with him having kids, obviously, depending on how many, who knows how much it would cost. But I actually paid for Justin's insurance. I agreed to start paying for it last year. So yeah, I paid for his insurance. He got it through the exchange or whatever. And it's $230 a month, $230 a month. So I just pay for it. I basically just reimburse him with his check he gets each month, that kind of thing, guys, through his salary. So yeah, I was curious, Ray, if you haven't been watching the video, did y'all talk about maybe you potentially paying for his insurance, that kind of thing? But yeah, I think that would have been a good idea potentially. Of course, I don't know how much that would have cost. Maybe it would have been, way too expensive to pay for. I don't know. But that was something I was going to ask you in the comments, that kind of thing, guys. But yeah, like he mentioned, y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all in terms of James, situation with James. I know it's easy to say, just let him go, and I agree. But I don't want to try to find anybody right now, y'all. It's just, yeah, it's that point of the season, that point of the year. Let's just get through the busy season, get into the fall and things slow down. And, I can put out a couple of ads on these internet sites and hopefully find, a really good guy. I need one good guy. And hopefully maybe I can find a guy that can drive a truck, that kind of thing. So but either way, I need a good guy for next year, assuming Justin's still here. And I think he is going to be, that kind of thing, guys. But yeah, it's that point of year where I really don't want to have to worry about hiring anybody. So that's why I'm dealing with James, y'all. I mentioned it before. If he can just show up a couple of days a week, to get us through this busy time, that would be ideal. That would keep me from having to worry about finding anybody. And it's just, you're gonna have a hard time finding a good employee in this line of work this time of year. You just not, people that are good, that are already with companies, aren't looking to change right now, so to speak. So yeah, I feel like the winter time is when you're gonna have your best bet. That's when I plan on hiring or looking to hire using these internet sites, Indeed, ZipRecruiter. I'm gonna sign up for both of them. and hopefully find a good guy, because people that are working for other companies are more likely to be looking in the winter when things are slower. They're not going to want to change right now. That's kind of my thinking, in the middle of the hot summer, dog days of August, that kind of thing, guys. So that's my thinking. I don't want to worry about trying to hire somebody right now. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just, I can keep dealing with James and his bull crap, and it'd be nice if he just show up 2 or 3 days a week. Let's see if I can get that out of him, then get through the year and, try to find somebody for next year, later on this year in the winter when things are slow, and, I can really, get everything set up with the internet sites and that kind of thing, guys. But yeah, y'all, hey, listen, don't want to make this too long. I'll get some more footage at the wood yard, and we'll talk about the bundles and the situation with the ace, that kind of thing, guys. But yeah, I hope you're all having a great weekend. God bless you. Talk to you later. Hey guys, y'all saw me just blowing off the driveway there, and obviously before that I was edging. A lot of edging here, big long driveway. So a lot of edging. I mentioned before, I much rather go ahead and use a stick edger when it comes to a situation like this when you got a lot of it. I think it just looks cleaner and easier, and obviously it's good to dig that groove out every so often anyway, even if you like to use the weed eater. In my opinion, it'll make it easier to use the weed eater to edge if you dig that groove out every so often, because that mud will fill in, that kind of thing. So yeah, one thing you got to make sure of, if you do edge with a stick edge, you want to try to avoid running over the dirt that gets kicked up along the edge there with the tire of the mower, because obviously it'll mash it down. I mean, eventually the water will kind of wash it away, that kind of thing. But if it's wet, a little bit muddy, it'll stick to the concrete and not look very good. So yeah, you want to try to blow out the edge as well. Blow that mud out, the dirt out, make it look nice and clean, that kind of thing. So yeah, y'all, getting ready to head to the wood yard here in a minute. I actually got the entrance over here. I got to mow real quick, and then I'll head to the wood yard. But I'll get some footage of doing things over there here in a minute. Talk to you later. Hey guys, about 9 now. I'm at the wood yard. Give y'all a good look around here. Look, all these logs have been brought in. That's not for me. I think they're gonna be cutting those up for the mill, pine logs, and all this stuff here. There's some oak in there that I could probably cut up. I'm not worried about cutting up the logs now, just, because I just don't need to. I mean, I just got too much going on, obviously, with the lawn care stuff. But yeah, get a good view. There's my pile of water oak. White oak, pecan right beside it in the middle. Then all that red oak. I'm getting ready. I'm gonna weed eat all these tall weeds. As you can see, it's going to be a jungle. I think I mentioned one of the videos last week about me getting stung by wasps. Yeah, I mean, there's little wasp nests all in the wood piles here. I mean, I got them off the ground on pallets, that kind of thing, guys. So yeah, that's good. Before we get more into what I'm doing today, guys, I want to bring up the situation with my buddy Ray up the road. And I mean, I hate it for him, man. I'm just curious. I mean, I don't know the situation, obviously. Only Ray and Toby do. And Toby seems like a nice guy from the videos I've been watching. So, I mean, obviously every man's got to do what they got to do for their family, especially. And I understand that, like Ray was saying, but my thinking, because I've been in Ray's shoes years ago. I had a Guatemalan, and I mentioned that he was the only full-time guy I had, and he just up and left with no notice in July. So, I mean, he really put me in a bad position. Didn't say anything. Obviously, he didn't know English, so he didn't tell me or mention that he was going to leave, that kind of thing. It's just I showed up one day to pick him up. He wasn't there, and I found out, that kind of thing. So at least Toby is giving him some notice. But I mean, my thinking is, or my question, and I'm just spitballing here, guys. I mean, I don't know the situation, like I said, but it'd been better for Ray if Toby could have waited maybe another month instead of leaving the middle of August. Maybe he could have waited another month, or October the 1st, even, if that had been possible. So yeah, I'd be curious to know that. Again, it's really not my business, but I'm just coming from Ray's point of view, Ray's side of things. And maybe Toby couldn't wait. Maybe he couldn't have waited that long. Maybe you had to take the job in the middle of August, that kind of thing. I'm just curious about that. I don't know the situation, only they do, but it'd have been good for Ray if Toby could have just waited to October the 1st, to be honest with you, if that had been possible. I mean, I don't know if that's possible. Maybe Toby had to take that job August 16th, like Ray was talking about. But yeah, I really feel bad for Ray, because even though we are later on in the season, we'll be slowing down. Yeah, in September, I mean, the grass especially, especially if it gets dry, that kind of thing. But yeah, I feel for him being in a situation, trying to have to find somebody. And hopefully this guy that he's got, that Toby knows, will work out for him. Because yeah, I mean, right now, guys, it's so hot and humid right here in this area where we're at. And Ray's just right up the road from me, about an hour away in Sonoma, I believe. And I'm in Opelika. So I mean, it's super hot and humid. And the humidity is just brutal here. I know the guys up north, Doc, y'all talk about how humid it is up there. I'm from North Alabama, 3 hours away, and it's noticeable, the difference, just 3 hours away down here in Opelika in South Alabama. Well, I say South Central Alabama. But yeah, it's just brutal here this time of year with the rain we've been having, humidity, and it's been mid-90s the last few days. So yeah, I feel for Ray having to work out there. Luckily, he's got some help, through mid-August. But yeah, y'all, hey, listen, that's one thing that people will bring up. Employees, if you got employees, and that's one benefit of being solo, at least you ain't got to worry about it. You just never know when they might leave or quit on you, that kind of thing. So yeah, they really got you. They really got you where you don't want them to get you, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all, that's the one tough thing about dealing with employees. I think the question, and this is something that I'm pondering when it comes to employees. Right now, I only got Justin, really, and a couple part-timers. I mean, if you want to deal with employees, you got two scenarios. You can either go back to solo, or you can get to where your business is set up to where if a guy or two leaves, it doesn't matter. But then that means you're going to have more than just a couple employees. You're going to have 5+ employees, that kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, what do you want to do? That's really the question, and that's what I'm kind of trying to decide. I just want to stay where I'm at with just a couple of guys, or do I want to go ahead and maybe hire 5 or 6, in the coming years, and obviously deal with the headache that comes with that. But at least, if a guy or two quit in that situation, it wouldn't set you back as much, that kind of thing. So yeah, when you only got 1 or 2 guys and you got a lot of work set up, like me and Ray do, I mean, it really puts you in a bad position. Luckily, I trust Justin. And I make sure Justin knows that each year that when we get started, I need a commitment through September. So if he decided he wants to leave, that kind of thing, I really need a commitment through September. Because if he decides to leave after that, it's not really going to hurt me. I can handle what I got to do in the fall when things slow down, that kind of thing. So yeah, y'all, that's really my thinking when it comes to employees. Just want to throw that out there. So yeah. Ben, by the way, yeah, I went with your recommendation, and I got the Gorilla wheelbarrow. I don't think it comes with the flat free tires, but I got an older one that's all jacked up that has a flat free, so I'll probably swap those out. I was really wanting a metal one, but this seems like really thick, high quality plastic, hard plastic, rubber, whatever it is. I guess plastic. A lot better than the other one I had that broke. So yeah, I feel like it'll be durable. Yeah, y'all comment, anybody that's used one of these. I mean, it's $200. I got $20 off, 10% discount with the coupon. Yeah, seems really heavy duty. As you can see, yes, I really need a good one for here. I'll probably keep it here most of the time. I'm gonna be making the bundles, and I'm gonna get some footage of me making the bundles, and I'll be putting the bundles in there, and then just wheelbarrowing over into the shed here for storage for later, whenever Ace is ready for me to pick them up, that kind of thing. So yeah, y'all. Yeah, I mentioned before, as far as the firewood side of things, I'm gonna get some footage here in a minute, let you know how many bundles I can make in an hour. But yeah, so I'm getting $5.50. Michael told me he would go ahead and pay me when I deliver them. So if I deliver 100, I'll get $550 on the spot. So that's good. I'm not doing consignment anymore, so that's a good thing. It's just a matter of they were worried about having to handle the product multiple times. Obviously, it takes away from the profit they're going to be making with employees having to deal with it. So I'm just going to deliver it whenever they need, however many bundles they need of different types of wood, and they're gonna let me know, and I'll just deliver it every so often and stack it inside for them, which I'm happy to do, especially when I slow down. They'll say they'll start selling 200 plus starting in October. So yeah, I really need to get a lot, go ahead and get a lot of these bundles made and ready. They won't sell a whole lot in September, so I'm not really worried about September with it still being hot, but starting October, they'll really start selling a lot. So I'm gonna try to make as many as I can today to store in the shed here. I've already got 35 made out from last Sunday. So yeah, I'm off to a good start. I know what I'm doing now, and we'll get several made out in the next few hours. But yeah, I'll set you up and I'll show you me making these bundles up, guys. Hope you're having a good one. Talk to you later. Hey guys, I'm gonna give y'all a quick update real quick. As you see, there's a Guatemalan family that lives over here, works for Corey. And Martinez is his name. He's like a really nice guy. Him and his family live here. He was trying to help me get this tent set up. I was trying to get that tent set up, just get some shade out here, because it's brutal out here right now, guys, with the heat bearing down, or the sun bearing down, the heat, humidity. So I got to talking to Martinez, guys, and this is really good. And they're more than happy to do so, because his wife doesn't work, doesn't have a job. She just stays around here. So yeah, I worked out a deal with him to start making bundles. Start making the bundles. We agreed to 3 for $1. 3 bundles for $1. Assuming you can make about 30 in an hour. It's gonna be around $10 an hour. And frankly, I'll be honest with you, I'll pay more. I'll probably do 50 cents. Eventually, once I get things situated, and assuming they do a good job and do a good job making the bundles, that kind of thing. So I already explained to him how, obviously it's a different type of wood. So yeah, I got everything situated to him. So him and his wife, and I think he's got a couple sons that live here. And I told him, just, whenever you got spare time and make extra money, I'll pay him cash. Obviously it's going to be a piecemeal kind of pay. So 3 for $1, like I said. So yeah, they'll come out here and make bundles for me. So that'd be huge. Because honestly, it's not going to cost me a whole lot. And that way it keep me from having to worry about making them. So I can be obviously making money, doing other things, not having to worry about making the bundles. I'm just hoping it'll work. Hopefully it'll work out. He seemed really excited about it, since his wife doesn't have a job, for her to be able to come out here whenever she wants to make bundles. So yeah, it's gonna be a big deal. I went ahead, I've been spending some time getting my storage shed set up. And I told him to make sure to obviously separate the bundles, different types of woods. I got white oak. I'm gonna put it right here in these two pallets. Red oak right here in these two. So I got them stacked up. I'm gonna try to stack them up as good as possible. I told him I want to focus on pecan
Already got a good bit of pecan in this this one right here in the back. Just stack them up as much as possible. Just keep them off the ground, and obviously water oak right here and these 2 pallets. So yeah, just told to make sure to separate them. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. Hopefully it'll work out. That kind of thing. You seem really excited about the opportunity to make some extra money. But anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there. I'm not gonna stay. It's 10:30 right now. Super hot. So I'm gonna probably work another hour. See how many I can make, that kind of thing. I've made about 10 so far. Haven't really had a chance to make a lot. I got talking to him. I tried to set up that tent and it took a lot of time. Wasn't able to, it's broken. But anyway, y'all, just thought I'd give you an update. I'll maybe set up the thing and get some more footage of me making the bundles here in a second. Talk to you later. Hey guys, finished up fertilizing the backyard of a neighbor up the street here. So I got that done. I fertilized the front yesterday. But anyway, yeah, I want to show you my pressure washer. Got yesterday with the wheelbarrow. Yeah, like I said, I had a 10% off coupon, so I went ahead and wanted to make sure I used the coupon before it expired, that kind of thing, to get that 10% off. But yeah, it was yeah, it's the big one. 4,400 PSI. I've got a 4,000 PSI. It's relatively new in the garage. I like having at least 2 different things. I had another one. It was 3,800 PSI. It was a few years old, and it ended up tipping over and kind of messed it up. The oil got all mixed into the engine, that kind of thing. So yeah, it was already pretty old anyway. It was having some issues. So yeah, I'd used it probably a good 3 to 5 years. Can't really remember how old. It was probably closer to 5 years, to be honest with you. But yeah, got this one now. I'm excited about it. DeWalt. I think it's the same thing as Simpson. It's got the Honda engine in it. But I like having the bigger, stronger pressure washers to really get these driveways clean. When I use my surface cleaners, that kind of thing, guys. But yeah, I think it's definitely a really good add-on that you can have for your business, for your lawn care business. I mean, you don't want it to take away from lawn care, but I mean, you can fit these jobs in for customers, when you get around to it, that kind of thing. So yeah, I've got a few already lined up for the fall. People aren't in a hurry, but they already want me to make sure that I put it on my schedule to do later on. So I told them, oh, why not just wait till the fall if you don't mind waiting, that kind of thing, guys. But yeah, and listen, excited about the firewood thing, especially talking to Martinez. I went over and talked to him again before I left after I made those bundles there, and I made sure that we were on the same page, that kind of thing. So he's good with 3 for $1. I told him starting October, once I start making money with the firewood, I'll be willing to pay him 50 cents a bundle, you know, to make them, because it is relatively time consuming. I mean, honestly, I'll probably do about 40 there today. Of course, I was doing other things. I mean, I didn't devote all my time to doing the bundles, but it is a little more time consuming than I was hoping in terms of them. I could probably do, if I really got after it, probably close to 40 in an hour, to be honest with you. But yeah, I was probably doing more like 30 an hour. I ended up making, like I said, about 40, somewhere around 40. So I've got about 75 or so in there now in storage, ready to go. But yeah, that'd be enough for September, I think, whenever they get ready to have them ordered. But y'all let me know. I'm just curious. And Ray, if you happen to be watching the video, I'm curious your thoughts, man. I mean, you may not want to divulge much information. I understand that. And I'm not saying Toby's doing you wrong. I mean, I don't know the situation, but from your perspective, it would have been nice if he could have waited a little longer just to help you through the heat of the summer, you know, get through August. And obviously, it'd have been ideal if he could have waited till October the 1st. But I mean, I don't know the situation. He might have had no choice but to take the job then. I understand that. You know, I understand you got to do what's best for your family. But I'm just thinking from my perspective and your perspective, you know, given the scenarios and, you know, that kind of thing. I'd just be curious if he could have waited. That'd have been nice. But I understand, too, if he had to take the job then. But, yeah, y'all, this is what it is with employees. I mean, like I said before, you just never know when they're going to have to leave or take another job. You just got to, I think one thing you got to do is you got to make sure they understand the fact that you need them through a certain time at least. And that's kind of what I do with Justin. I make sure he knows I need you through September. If you want to take a job in the fall and winter, that's fine. Because, I mean, I can handle the workload and that kind of thing, you know, in that situation. But, yeah, y'all, yeah, I mean, employees, it's tough, you know, dealing with employees in situations like the one Ray's having to deal with. And, you know, it's just part of it. You know, it's part of having employees. You just never know what's going to happen. But anyway, y'all, hey, listen, we've had a good day today. Super hot and humid. I'm getting ready. It's about 1 o'clock now. I'm getting ready to go in and eat some lunch. I'm going to go ahead and start getting ready for tomorrow and hopefully maybe take a nap. I'm going to work a couple hours on equipment, sharpening blades and that kind of thing. Go ahead and get my trucks, make sure they're loaded up with blades if I need them, that kind of thing, guys. But I hope you're all having a great weekend so far, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. Anything else you want to discuss, topics, that kind of thing, guys. Hope you're having a great weekend. God bless you. Talk to you later.